Back after 2 weeks, let's get back into the challenges. I pray that you've been able to experience God working through these challenges, and this week's challenge is actually based off of a story of impact that came from one of my previous challenges, specifically the challenge about praying for others. There were 3 people that I asked how I could pray for that I was specifically hoping it would turn into a witnessing opportunity. The first one ended up being a regular attender at a Catholic church. The second one, who I don't think has any faith background, agreed to come to church with me, so that was exciting, but that's not the story of impact that I'm focusing on today. The third friend is the story I'd like to share and the one who inspired this challenge. This last friend said that he didn't need any prayer, but to pray for his students. I ended up asking him if he had any sort of faith background, if he went to church or anything like that, and he said that he grew up in a Catholic home, but it wasn't very strict, and that he could definitely be a better Catholic. Over the course of the day, I texted back and forth with him for a little while and was able to lay out the gospel for him. In the end, he said he believed, but I don't know for sure if he has a true faith or not. But through this experience of sharing the gospel over text, I realized that I had to keep stopping to look up verses to remember the reference, to remember exact wording, and it took a long time for me to come up with responses because I had to go look things up on Google before I could share my response. If I had been having this conversation in person, it probably would not have gone as well.
And we can't be good enough on our own. In Romans, the Bible says that we are saved by faith and not through works or through anything that we can do. Something like that.
Because of this experience, I decided that I want to put a lot more focused time into memorizing the Bible, especially verses I would use to share the gospel with someone. So the official challenge for this week is to memorize 1 verse a day for a week, or for 2 weeks if you want to go until my next video. If you haven't memorized the Romans Road verses yet, I'd recommend starting there. I'd had these verses like half memorized. I kind of knew them. I didn't know the references for a lot of them. So I'm going to start by fully getting these verses down. If you didn't know, the Romans Road is a term for the path to salvation as laid out by Paul in the book of Romans. These verses will be at the end of the video for you, or you can look them up yourself. If you haven't been doing much Bible memory recently and need a strategy, I suggest trying a flashcard app on your phone. I like using a flashcards app because it is readily available on my phone, which is a place I often go when I'm bored or distracted. Having that flashcard app there gives me the option to just click on that and do some Bible memory instead of wasting time on social media. As far as an actual memorization strategy, I find that it works well for me if I first start by saying the verse 10 times. Then I will actually try to recite the verse, filling in any spots that I'm missing by just checking the verse again. Once I've been able to successfully recite the verse once, I make sure to do that again 10 times before I move on from the verse. Now that I have the verse down, I just need to come back regularly and review it so that I don't forget it. Again, this is where having it on a flashcards app on my phone is really helpful because I can quickly go through and review all the verses that I've learned in the past and check and make sure that I still know them. As I mentioned in a post last week, I'm going to be switching to doing videos every 2 weeks. This gives me more time to focus on the quality of the challenges, the quality of the videos, as well as other family and service time with other things that I'm involved in. I'll be praying that everyone who watches this video has a great 2 weeks ahead before the next video, but first, there are 2 things that you need to do. 1, subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out on future videos, and 2, share the video with a friend to increase our impact. See you in 2 weeks.